You know, some cities are just, well, they're the background for a story. But every now and then, you find one that is the story. Today, we're diving into the epic of a city that is the main character, a place that's been written and rewritten for more than 2,000 years.
And that right there, that single idea of constant reinvention, that's the key to this whole thing. It's a story of unbelievable resilience, of a place that has stared down some of history's greatest empires, not to mention the raw power of nature itself, and has always somehow found a way to rise again.
Okay, so let's get right into it. The city's name, Tashkent, literally means the stone city. It's this cool fusion of a Turkic word for stone, tash, and a Persian word for city, Kent. And that name just perfectly nails our theme today. This is the story of an unshakable, enduring city built on a foundation of pure strength.
So here's our roadmap. We're going to journey through 5 key acts of Tashkent's incredible story, from its ancient beginnings as a desert oasis, through these wild cycles of destruction and rebirth, all the way to its modern identity as a gleaming capital that's looking right at the future.
Our story begins, as so many great stories do, with geography. See, Tashkent wasn't built by accident. It was literally forged by the lifeblood of Central Asia, water.
So you've got the Chach River flowing down from the massive Tian Shan Mountains, and it carves out this lush, fertile valley in what is otherwise a pretty harsh, dry landscape. Now, this wasn't just a nice place to settle down, it was a strategic magnet. Imagine you're on a weary caravan on the legendary Silk Road. This green oasis was an absolutely essential stop to rest, to trade, and to restock. It was a lifeline.
And what's so cool is that the city's name changed over time, almost like the rings of a tree, where each new name tells you about a huge cultural shift. It started out as Chach, which we see in old Chinese records. Then it became Shash in Persian and Arabic texts, and later Binkent, which means the chief city, as it got more important. Each name change is a new chapter, leading to the Turkic name we know today, Tashkent.
But you know, being a rich crossroads has its perks, but it also paints a giant target on your back. This next period would be the first huge test of the Stone City's strength, a real trial by fire.
This period really established a core part of Tashkent's DNA, this incredible cycle of total annihilation, followed by a spectacular comeback. In 1219, the Mongol storm under Genghis Khan just swept through and flattened the place, shattering life as everyone knew it. But then, a little over a century later, the great conqueror Timur, also known as Tamerlane, made it a key hub of his massive empire, sparking this magnificent rebirth. So the city survives that. But the next great challenge, it didn't come from the steppe. It came from a modern European empire playing what was known as the Great Game for control of Central Asia. So get this, in 1865, this incredibly bold and frankly insubordinate Russian general named Mikhail Chernyayev decides, pretty much on his own, without direct orders from the Tsar, to just attack and conquer the city. It was this crazy, audacious move that instantly made Tashkent a top prize for the Russian Empire in its rivalry with Britain.
And what happened next created this fascinating new reality. The Russians didn't just rebuild, they built a whole parallel world. They left the old city, with its winding alleys and traditional life, mostly untouched. And right next to it, they built a brand new Russian city, with wide, tree-lined avenues and grand European architecture. It was literally a city divided by design, 2 worlds side by side, but a universe apart.
Okay, so the city had survived conquerors and empires, you name it, but in 1966, it faced its ultimate test, not from an army, but from the earth itself. And this moment of fury would ironically forge the city's modern identity.
On April 26, 1966, a massive earthquake rips through the heart of the city. Now, while the death toll was thankfully pretty low, the destruction was just staggering. In an instant, over 300,000 people were left homeless. The city, once again, was in ruins.
But here's the wild part, the great irony of it all. This absolute catastrophe is what triggered this unbelievable, unified response from the entire Soviet Union. Moscow put out the call, and construction brigades from Russia, Ukraine, Belarus, all 15 republics poured into Tashkent. They didn't just patch it up, they remade it with a new master plan, wide avenues, modern apartment blocks, all earthquake-proof. The Tashkent we see today was truly born from the rubble of 1966. And that brings us to today. The city that rose from those ashes is now the vibrant, modern capital of an independent Uzbekistan, a place that is confidently looking forward while never forgetting its deep, resilient roots.
I mean, look at Tashkent now. It's a city of incredible contrasts. You've got the soaring ambition of the gleaming Tashkent city skyscrapers and the iconic TV tower piercing the sky. But its soul, you can find that in its art, from the absolutely stunning underground museum of its metro, where every station is a masterpiece, to the restored Hazarati Imam complex, a vital center of Islamic heritage.
And so, in a way, the whole story has come full circle, hasn't it? Just like it was a critical hub on the ancient Silk Road, Tashkent today is reestablishing itself as a modern logistics and transport hub, reviving that ancient role as a continental crossroads for the 21st century.
So, from an ancient oasis to a Soviet showcase, and now this booming, resurgent capital, Tashkent's story is one of just profound resilience. And it leaves you with this one thought. For a city that has proven time and again that it can endure anything history throws at it, what will its next chapter look like? What's next for the unbreakable stone city?